Hey guys, 4C Sis here. I hope you had a great day. Well, this is day 3 of the twist out, and of course it's deconstructing or whatever. I have it just in a little puff back there right now and everything. Actually, I'm very happy with the way it turned out and how it held up. I didn't expect it to last any longer than 3 days, so I'm totally okay with this result. It's a little deconstructed. Well, honestly, I actually sort of like it. I got caught in the rain. Not really caught. I had to run out to get something in the rain yesterday, so I knew I was going to be having some slight difficulties today. And I did twist portions of it last night before I went to bed. When I got up, though, it was raining again, and so I was like, okay, well, it's just going to be what it's going to be. But that's one of the good things about being natural. You know, once there's any condensation or rain in the air, you're going to get some puffing or whatever, and it's just a matter of just shaping it to your liking until further notice. So it is what it is. Last week, I actually saw something online, and I had forgot to mention this, but I found it to be quite interesting. And it was it was a video I watched on YouTube actually. And oh God, I think it was on African Hair God's channel, and that's African with a K. And they were talking about, naturals who have their hair like bleached or dyed, sort of getting on women that still relax their hair, saying like, well, you're not natural. And the comparison what it made was, I think Henny said it, was, well, if you're natural and you're dyeing your hair, and the person that you're sort of pointing the finger at, they have their hair relaxed, but they have their natural color, what makes you more natural than that person? And quite honestly, I thought it was a really, really good point. I will say though, when I hear, the word natural and the term natural hair, I'm thinking about natural hair texture. I'm not necessarily thinking about the color. But to me, it's a legitimate argument if someone has relaxed hair and they haven't dyed their hair or anything, to say, hey, you know what, well, at least I have my natural hair color, do you? Especially the person sitting over there, blonde, burgundy, turquoise, or whatever, which I love all sorts of colors. And I'm telling you right now, I've said it last year, I'm saying it tonight, that I definitely want some highlights or something in my hair for the summer. Just depends on how brave I am, and it depends on if I think my hair is healthy enough for it. I'll probably start with something very small and minute. I don't think I'll touch this sharp fin area at all, so I'll probably go in somewhere in there and do it. But anyway, I thought that was a really interesting argument, so I just wanted to know your thoughts on that. Moving on. I don't even know how to just say this. I don't even know if I should be making this part of this video, but since I've already opened the door. I'm going to try to keep this as nondescript as possible, but I went to the store today, and while I was there, I noticed I was being sort of stared at and followed around by a gentleman. And so I went to the line to ring up my items and so forth, and then I had a feeling that he was going to probably try to walk me to my car, and I really just didn't want to deal with that or anything. I just wanted to, get to my final destination and decompress. But anyway, he actually followed me into another area of the store, like a little seating area where you can eat or whatever. And I sat down, and then he actually came over to me. I'm thinking I'm hiding, but he actually came over and sat down and started to have a discussion with me. Now this person is a very nice person, very elegant gentleman of a particular age, and that's sort of crucial to this conversation. But as we are talking, and I'm being polite, and quite honestly, I'm going to give myself a pat on the back, because if this had been January of last year, I would have been not so polite. Not rude, but I would have been like, no thank you. as soon as the mouth, no thank you, and kept it moving. But I was sort of, I don't know why, I was just like, let's just see what direction he's going in. And he was having a conversation, and he was talking, and he like jumped right into it. When's your birthday? Are you married? Do you have kids? How old are you? What day and month and year are you born in? I'm going to do your numerology. Hey, you know what? I just started doing this thing, new health diet and so forth, which I'm not even going to go into. But it was just like one question after the other, after the other, after the other. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. I know now what not to do if I ever do decide to date or anything like that. And the person went to get some information and came back. By then I am sitting down because my feet were hurting, and I just was, quite honestly, at this point, intrigued. And God, I hope to God I never run into this person. But when the person returned, he, started telling me a little bit about himself, and then I started to ask him the same battering ram of questions that he asked me, and then so when I said, well, are you married? He said to me, well, I've been married once, sort of twice. I'm in studio. So I was like, once, sort of twice, what does that mean? And then he goes on to tell me the story about the sort of twice one. And, as I'm listening to this whole story, basically I actually had already left the table, but my body was still there. My mind was already outside trying to start the vehicle and everything, and then it was going to summon my body. But I guess my point of the story is, men probably won't be watching these videos, but you ladies can attest to this. We don't need all that. And if you're trying to speak to someone and impress them or engage them and maybe get their phone number, when they ask you a direct question, when a woman asks you a direct question, are you married? Do you have any kids? What do you do for a living? Where do you live? You don't answer these questions with, I've sort of been married twice. Because quite honestly, I'm not going to even tell the story. Well, if someone messages me, I'll tell you the story. But I won't even tell this story in the video because you just wouldn't believe it if I told you this. And as I'm listening to it, I'm like, there's this saying about let people think you're stupid. Don't open your mouth and verify it. It was one of those moments. But, just when a woman asks you a direct question, answer the question, fella. That's it. Because this person, by providing that kind of answer, then said, I like to be upfront and honest. But then answers the question like that with, well, I sort of been married twice. Then when I asked him to expand upon what is sort of been married twice, when he goes into the explanation, it takes me further, into my car and stuff like that. Just don't bother to waste our time with that. Now, I want to say also for the record, just to sum this up, I'm really not really looking or dating or anything like that, but if you want to watch a good dating series, you gotta get over to Osa's channel. This poor woman, I'm always talking about her, but Osa, O-S-A, Osula, O-S-U-L-A. You gotta get over there. When I tell you, I've been watching some of those videos, it's almost like, I don't know. It is like a series in itself. It's better than cable. You gotta get over to her channel. Anyway, that will be all tonight. I know this video is a little bit disjointed, but I think I'm still sort of distracted by today's interaction. And quite honestly, I may do a follow-up video just on that particular circumstance. I'm not doing any dating series, but just on that because it was so bizarre. And I guess a couple of questions of, you know, when men approach you as a woman, and then especially a woman of a particular age,